Ubisoft is firing on all cylinders, with 3 major games being released at the end of 2020. While Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legion have gotten plenty of attention, it's the third game, Immortals Fenyx Rising, that really deserves some time in the limelight. Hello friends, it's Codiak here, one half of the team behind Legacy Gaming, and today we're diving in to check out this brand new open world adventure and determine if it's truly worth a look. I want to be upfront with you guys. I haven't had the chance to play this game proper. I know a lot of the big channels have been invited to preview events and such. We're not quite so lucky yet. But from what I've seen and what I've experienced in the demo, it's definitely worth a discussion. For those of you that don't know, Worth a Look is about being shown some raw gameplay of an upcoming title and breaking down some of the systems, good, bad, or otherwise. We only put out Worth a Look videos for game demos or when we get special access to a game. Like I said in the intro, Immortals Fenyx Rising is the third of a trifecta of games being released by Ubisoft at the end of 2020. It's a brand new IP, which is always my favorite type of new release. Old games getting new updates is fine, but when developers try and break out with something new and interesting, it always strikes me as more genuine. Let's be honest here, an open world RPG isn't exactly new territory for Ubisoft, but that's not inherently a bad thing. You're going to see Immortals Fenyx Rising compared to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild a lot, and that's fine, but the game does really tap into other things as well. Combat feels more like Darksiders or Kingdoms of Amalur, and the writing and story elements really embrace the comedy that started to creep into games in the early 2000s with Fable and Psychonauts. The thing Immortals has going for it is accessibility. The Legend of Zelda has pretty much cornered the market on family-friendly adventure games for as long as I can remember. While there are plenty of indie games that have tried to break through, it's just impossible without a sizable marketing campaign. Seriously, look at how many games are released on any given day, and it'll make your head spin. Couple that with the fact that new consoles are releasing and Cyberpunk 2077 and Call of Duty Cold War are going to suck a ton of air out of the room this holiday season, and I honestly believe that Immortals Fenyx Rising could just slip on by most people without a second glance. But I hope I'm wrong. I mentioned accessibility earlier on in this video, and that's really at the heart of this game. Everything from combat, puzzle solving, even character progression, it's really easy to wrap your head around. It's as if someone took all the complexity from games like Assassin's Creed, simplified them, and slapped a vibrant coat of paint on everything, and that's what we're left with. Now that may sound like a bad thing, but there is a market for games like this, more casual RPGs, with everything getting more complex, more immersive. Immortals Fenyx Rising could find the right balance at the perfect time. The game builds off the systems made famous by other Ubisoft titles like free climbing, but doesn't confine itself to that box. Other things like Farsight, which help you identify new points of interest, are newer ideas, but not entirely original. Honestly, taking the best bits of different games isn't bad, and that's certainly a tactic developers use all the time. You can tell that Fenyx is bursting with potential. It's familiar yet new, accessible but still challenging. Like most games in this genre, a lot of that success is going to hinge on the combat, and let me tell you, if you like that semi-cartoonish, often described as arcadey vibe, then you're in for a treat. The God-gifted abilities are over-exaggerated and the highlight of the system, but the ability to string combinations together, toss enemies into the air, and keep pummeling your foes never gets old. To contrast that larger-than-life combat, the game also throws puzzles at you every chance it can get, and even in the demo, there was plenty to test out, and I really enjoyed this break from the action. Because of the Greek mythology theme, there's just more the team can do, and a perfect example of that is this constellation idea, where players have to match a full-size puzzle to a constellation chart. After watching a few other videos about the game, I'm convinced there's still plenty more to do, things I just didn't have access to during the demo, like exploring vaults, major set pieces that test a player's overall skills, and rewards them with some of the best gear in the game. Exploration also looks incredible, and although you're more limited due to a stamina system that dictates everything from free climbing to flying, the world looks beautiful and big enough to offer players plenty of diversity. At the end of the day, I'm all in on Immortals Fenyx Rising, which is why I definitely think it's worth a look. The Ubisoft team has taken a calculated risk, and it may pay off huge in the end. Whether or not the game gives us 40+ hours of quality adventuring, well, that remains to be seen, but it's hard to argue that the building blocks aren't there. I, for one, will be picking up and playing this game top to bottom, and I hope you'll give it some thought too. I just want to be clear, Ubisoft doesn't pay me, doesn't give me access to anything, and it's just how I feel about the game. I would love to see something in the same arena as Zelda give it a run for its money, and I think Immortals Fenyx Rising definitely has a shot. We hope this video helped you figure out if Immortals Fenyx Rising is worth a look. If you enjoy this series and want more worth a look videos in your feed, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing to Legacy Gaming. You can also check us out on Discord. Our community of over 6,000 members is spread across dozens of great games, so click that link below and join today. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.